Good day, everybody. It is currently the 14th of June 2011, and this is EarthquakeReports.com's second video installment on the series of earthquakes slash volcanic eruption that took place out here near the Eritrea and Ethiopian border, just west of the Red Sea, right in this region where you are seeing the cluster of earthquakes out here that took place yesterday, approximately 24 hours ago out here, and all these earthquakes taking place actually in the evening to twilight hours here in the region, approximately 20 to 2100 Zulu. Those were actually followed by an explosive volcanic eruption that spread ash across much of the region out here. We're going to get a little more detailed in that second, but I do want to mention this explosive nature of this volcano is typically common with volcanoes that have remained dormant for quite a long time. And actually looking at one of the imageries of this volcano, I would like to start by mentioning that this volcano previous to this eruption yesterday was considered to be extinct. That means that in recorded history there has not been an experienced eruption coming out of this. Thus, this is really uncommon for this entire region to see this explosive nature out of its volcano. Typically, volcanoes in the region usually have the gentle flowing type eruptions that you would commonly find in volcanoes such as Hawaii's volcanoes as well, where you see that gentle basalt lava flow going down, but overall these explosive nature ones forming a large ash cloud, not common in this region, and definitely not common with this particular volcano, as it has been extinct up until this time. Thus, actually dormant would be the scientific term put on it, not extinct, since it has re-emerged here. And here looking at another satellite imagery just showing the Nabro crater, or its caldera here. This entire region is where we're expecting that the eruption did come out of, is right in the center of this location. No on the ground confirmed reports out there right now, and still some cloud cover kind of inhibiting the exact position on this, but really this is exactly what we're expecting here, right near the Ethiopian and Eritrea border, also indicating some recent basalt lava flows coming out of the region as well, just at a volcano just south here, and also some basalt lava flows coming out in the eastern portion as indicated. But getting into the ash cloud, and actually the bottom part of this image right in here, this image coming out of NASA here, just showing the ash cloud yesterday at the peak time of day when you could pick it up on visible imagery, a very thick cloud, ash actually being reported all across northern Ethiopia here and southern Eritrea, and as far northwest as Asmara out in the capital of Eritrea, out in that region up there towards the northwest. But most of the reports are coming out of northern Ethiopia. Actually, a geologist in the region reporting the ash cloud out in that region. He took this picture just prior to sunset, actually a overall red sunset, very indicative of a volcanic explosion, or basically a lot of particles in the air, thus the ash that disturbs the atmosphere, thus changing the color from typically that you see blue to red. It's all associated with Rayleigh scattering. Really just kind of overall, though, the red does indicate that there's a lot of particles in the air in this region. And also he was indicating that upwards of 1 millimeter of ash on the ground there in northern Ethiopia as well. So thank you very much for uploading this picture. Also, if anybody else has some on-ground photos of the ash in the region, please submit those to earthquaketackreport.com. All that information is very useful. And here, just showing the satellite pictures from yesterday, right after the eruption here, just a time lapse from left to right, also left to right here, just showing the overall cloud growing here after immediate eruption here. But looking at the most recent satellite imagery here, just showing the SatLoop IR imagery, because this is at night and really can't get any visible imagery just due to a lack of light coming from the sun, because this is at night, but just indicating that overall all of this area right in here is an upper level disturbance that is producing some precipitation across Ethiopia here, just towards the south of Eritrea. But over Eritrea, if you look at this one little area right in here of white, actually this bright white coming out of this region right in here, that is the volcanic ash still coming out of the volcano right in there. Not as strong as yesterday and not as apparent just because of the upper level cloudiness throughout this entire region, but there still is an ash cloud and still some smoke coming out of this this caldera and this crater right in here. So still continuing to see ash coming out of there, and especially northern Ethiopia, still going to see that ash in the atmosphere and starting to accumulate on the ground near and close to the border region up in there. Also, I do want to note that a lot of the ash that was spewed out yesterday has made it up into the upper atmosphere. Thus, Meteo France did issue this flight advisory for the entire region here, just basically west of the Red Sea, and kind of loop back up around up towards Israel up in here, seeing the northern extent of this ash cloud. Basically near the volcano from surface up to 20,000 feet, there has been a warning put out, basically due west here over Ethiopia and out into Sudan out in here. That's where you're going to see that ash cloud really at its most intense, and a lot of the flights in and around this region have already been canceled or diverted around here. So it is going to cause a major flight hazard out here, and also noting flights upwards of 35 up to 45,000 feet up in this entire region region here. That's what's actually indicating rain in these two numbers, is where you're going to see that flight advisory as well up farther up to the north. So a lot of the low-lying planes won't be running into this ash, but especially some of the upper level ones have put out for an advisory on those guys. But that is all for right now, everybody. Lastly, I do want to mention, if you are in any of these regions locally near the center of this volcanic eruption, I would strongly suggest to report into earthquaketechreport.com here and just sort of share your reports here. Still no reports coming out of the city of Afambo, just off towards the north there. That's one of the larger populations closest to the center of this event. Overall, though, not expecting anything too violent to have happened there, but still no reports of any damage coming from the earthquakes that took place yesterday themselves and any of the ash that has accumulated in that entire region. But plenty of people have already wrote in, and we really are thankful for all that. All the information that comes in due to people reporting really helps this site succeed. So again, everybody, and I hope you have a great day. Stay safe out there, and bye.